Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Just quickly checking in before the show to let you know that it's the final chance to purchase a powerlifting system seminar ticket. It is running this Saturday. We have 2 tickets remaining for the in-person event. It is everything that we've ever learnt, our entire system for helping powerlifting athletes perform long-term on the platform. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we've been developing some of Australia's strongest lifters. And as a result of that, we have learnt and also fucked up a lot of things. And this seminar is really just a look into all of those practices and processes. We're going to go through programming for skill development, strength, hypertrophy, and peaking phases of your program. We're going to go through technique on the big 3, what to look for so you're moving efficiently, safely, and productively, as well as all of your accessory movements. Didier is unpacking a bunch of nutritional strategies that he uses to make sure athletes make weight, as well as managing weight classes over the off season, both going up weight classes and coming down in weight classes. And then finally, it's just all of the athlete management strategies that we use. Things like competition week and what we need to be looking for in those periods to ensure the athlete is ready on the platform, athlete management on the day, as well as just general athlete management throughout training programs and injury management and all of those sort of things. So if you're interested, there's 2 tickets remaining. It's $199 for 6 hours of a coaching experience with both Didier and Charlie down here at Strength Culture. It is this Saturday. 2 tickets left. If you're keen, please jump on board.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Charles.
You stared at me. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm good, Charles.
Never start the podcast like that. Back.
I thought you were going to take the lead. No, I think that might need to be a little.
You clapped. Usually you go straight in the intro and you just stared at me and I was like, how are you?
Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, episode 100. Well done, boys. Clap it around.
Yeah. Raise the bat. We should raise Didier.
Raise the bat.
At least the 100. Like
Didier's not here. He's downstairs benching.
He's benching 100.
He's starting the journey to bench 140 kilos.
Beautiful.
But we've got a guest today, Jack Edwards, Metamorphosis Track Project on Instagram. Clap it around.
Okay, 100. Good to be here.
Episode 100. You said you're here more as a fan than a guest, which I don't think is correct. You're our guest, but
you're wrong.
Yeah.
Your opinion's wrong.
Yeah.
No, I've been a day one listener.
Day one.
The first episode, like if you have Misk, if you have Zyzz in the title of it, it hooked me immediately because that was, I guess, like a part of my origins of interest in fitness and I don't know. And then it gave me flashbacks to seeing Zyzz on the beach at Bondi. As like an 18-year-old just walking around. You know, everyone just like had a photo with him.
So you saw him in the flesh?
Saw him in the flesh. I made friends off the Misk, off the bodybuilding forums.
Yeah.
It's just like, I was like, this is...
what was the first day of seeing Zyzz like?
I mean, it was just he had a crowd with him. People just like in and out, taking photos with him. But he was just a dude, you know, and I think that's why people were attracted to him because he was like accessible, but it was almost like you couldn't touch him at the same time.
Yeah.
he was, it's like, because he was like, I feel like now with Instagram and shit, there's so many of those kind of people. Before then, because came through Facebook, it was like, he was like mythical.
Yeah.
And there was only one of him. There wasn't like now. There's so many.
Well, there was a whole crew of them, mate. The aesthetics.
Yeah, but he was the leader.
But he was
the alpha.
Zyzz.
He was. We all know who that
no one
was.
was ever like, I'm a Super Turk fan. You know what I mean? Like he was jacked. No, yeah, everyone liked chest bra, but they were like, I'm a huge chest bra fan.
Do you remember he had a form spring? You remember form spring?
Yeah, I remember his form string.
Submit anonymous questions, and he'd answer your questions and stuff like that.
That was sick.
That was like the...
Did you ever send him a question?
Of course.
Yeah, what'd you send him?
I can't remember. Like, I think I was asking lifting questions and I wasn't even lifting.
Yeah.
I was just liked him.
Yeah.
It's his bra.
And then, like, you could see, like, from there, like, he was pretty articulate. Like, the way he would, like, write and shit. Like, he wasn't a full-blown fucking meathead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he just wasn't an idiot.
He had ideas.
Yeah. And he would post trans tracks on there. It was sick. His form spring was good.
Who was the other one? Jailbait Warrior?
JBW.
That guy?
That was aggressive.
He
was aggressive.
Would get
cancelled.
Now.
Absolutely.
Do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Destroyed the shit that I don't even want to repeat what he used to say.
No, it was a bit much.
But when Jamie and I were like 17, we thought it was hilarious. But now with cancel culture, he'd be gone. He probably is gone.
Yeah.
But shit, some of the stuff he says is unbelievable. Yeah. That's OG Facebook.
That's
early
OG
YouTube
fitness.
days.
That is.
YouTube
That's the
days.
start of
Well,
this
it'd be
whole.
the OG influence, like
Zyzz
OG,
was.
yeah,
Zyzz was.
yeah, like that sort of era. Like you had your Greg Plitz and stuff like that, and bodybuilding.com.
The short festival shorts.
And they all
yeah,
died.
but Zyzz, yeah, but Greg
died as well.
Greg Plitt got hit by a
his
train, didn't he?
Yeah, his was different.
Do you
That was
remember
like,
Greg Plitt?
No.
Greg Plitt.
that was like
jacked.
on that was on set, like on set for
On
a
a
photo
set for a
shoot.
photo shoot.
Yeah. But he was like OG. He had the motivation videos on YouTube, like him just this shredded, god, like absolute jaw on him.
Yeah.
I kind of went straight from Zyzz somehow to like Christian Woodford and Joe DeFranco.
Oh wow.
I like skipped. I skipped
Skipped
like this
everyone else.
significant portion of like body, like I don't know, social bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Into curiosity and like sports and stuff like that.
Into like proper S&C, privatized S&C.
First in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Woodford, the goat.
Big private sector shill. Well, how long? Like, when did you start running track?
That would have been when I was 10 or 11 years old. So in year 5, I was sort of just dropped off at a hurdles coach, sort of as like afternoon care a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
So the days where I wasn't playing footy, wasn't playing soccer, I'd be doing hurdles. And then, just sort of snowballed from there. I didn't race for like 2 or 3 years. And I was training in that interim period, right? Just because it was just like, it was just like babysitting. And then all through high school, running track every season while playing soccer, playing AFL, and then took a little break. And then I got back into it in my early 20s.
Yeah, and from that, is that what started to spark like fitness? Like, was it like I'm going to do this better for track, or was it literally like I got on the MISC and Zyzz kickstarted it?
I don't know. Yeah, I like the MISC. I like the sports section of the MISC. So I was talking basketball, like NBA with people, gambling and stuff like that. And then we were
That's betting.
it's just
Hedge your bets?
so dumb. Yeah. Anyway, and then I was sort of the sports, the lifting and everything like that. That was it started as rehabilitation in trying to get back and starting to play AFL again without my like pubic symphysis exploding.
Oh,
and
the
then,
OP.
the
Osteitis
old
pubis.
OP. Yeah, it got me good.
I remember when Chris Judd got that, and then there was just like everyone had OP.
it. Yeah.
I went to the. I remember in under 19s. I went to the physio. Had a sore groin. OP.
OP.
Everyone had OP. I've never heard of OP again. There was like a 4-year period.
Sleepy
Everyone had
glutes. Sleepy glutes
Sleepy
and
I
OP.
did a lot of pull-off presses, a lot
Yeah.
of clams, hip bridges.
Kegels.
Yeah, and I just got really strong really quickly. Like it sort of came to me naturally just to lift, and then when I got back into playing footy, I just loved tackling, breaking tackles, kicking the ball, like,
Real power
just
player.
roosting it. Yeah, real inside mid type operator.
Big rooster.
And then getting back into athletics, I was training with like some of the best athletes in Australia, and seeing them, my coach was an Australian triple jumper, and he could walk up to a bar and clean like 140 or just go bench, and he's, in his late 40s, 50 with the like long jeans on and stuff, and he's just a unit. So that was
smacking it.
inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah, a real 1980s strength.
Just athletes.
Who was the guy we were talking about before? You gave forgotten his name now. You told me to follow him on Instagram.
Clarence Kennedy.
Clarence Kennedy.
Yeah.
I just looked at that guy. I was like, that's the goals.
Yeah,
That's the goals.
he's just an alien.
How old is he?
So he's a classic YouTube fitness guy from my perspective.
Yeah.
He'd be in his 30s now.
30s, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just like snatching 140 and then like ass to grass, no sleeves, no belt, squatting like whatever he was.
Squatted 300.
300.
Yeah, he's clean and jerk,
Yeah.
220 something.
Yeah. But like no sleeves, no belt. Just
Yeah,
raw
done
dogging it.
beautifully. Yeah,
I was thinking back the other day, you've squatted 280 kilos, man.
Yeah, but a half squat.
it's not a half squat.
Half squat.
It's legit.
That was a half squat.
I was literally driving the other day. I was like, fuck, Charlie squatted 280 kilos.
But it was a half squat.
How much do you reckon you could high bar ass to grass?
I love it. So you're fully flipped. Like I've squatted 280 and now it's just like started high barring and front squatting and now it's a half squat.
It's a half squat.
It is what it is.
It is what it's cool. It's been on my back, but I now want to get. I want to get to
off
the
your
point
chest.
where I can squat like 500 pounds, like we were squatting down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no sleeves, no belt, ass to grass.
Any day.
Respect the depth.
Respect the depth.
No.
So yeah, it's cool that I've done it. It's like it's cool, and it's so many things I learned from powerlifting, like how to train hard, fucking lift heavy weights and shit. But now I want to sort of venture into that, like that full range shit, like how we were squatting down there. That excites me.
Yeah.
And then running fucking as well. Running.
It'd be cool
And
to
the
see
Ollie
how
lifting.
if it has any transfer whatsoever. Because I
reckon it will.
You think it will?
I reckon it will, yeah.
Yeah, because
I
like
reckon it
strength
will.
is just all like the brain.
Yeah.
You know, and like I don't know if I'm curious. And even when we're talking about actual half squatting, not like the powerlifting squat,
Low bar.
I'm always curious as what do actual strong people look like doing half squat. What is like?
Oh, so if you got him like in a rack, like
yeah, when he could squat 280 powerlifting style, what is the quarter squat?
380
I reckon it'd
probably?
be like 400 plus.
You reckon?
Yeah. I do not.
So when I sumoed like 310, earring it like rack pulls, would be doing like
You'd
something stupid.
destroying the barbells.
Yeah. Violence. Violence. No, I think it's also when you squat the way we were squatting downstairs just now, like your knees feel better, your hips feel better.
You were actually looking for butt wink.
I was looking for butt wink. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Why?
nice. It feels good. It feels good. It feels nice. It actually feels nice. I was trying to just sit back on my heels more and really like shift the mass back and
Get deep.
You get it. I get like a bit of a stretch through my lower back, so the butt wink, and it feels nice.
Yeah.
It actually feels good.
It looked good with the long shirt on because it was
Yeah.
like a coat tail.
Yeah.
You can see it tuck under.
Yeah. Tuck. That tuck. We love that tuck.
aesthetic.
Yeah, love you.
Love it. Love it. I'm about to blow a disc out the fucking other side of the
Shut the fuck up.
Better shit it out.
Shut the fuck up.
Shit out some discs.
So yesterday you went down to Brandon Accardi's gym, Accardi Fitness, out in Bundoora with the boys. How'd you go?
It was good. It was kindly picked me up from the city, and we drove up there, and we were all witnesses to like Brandon's power and strength. Like he was really in the zone.
He's big.
I saw the 170 block.
Yeah,
block.
unreal.
Was that a PB for him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He just did it, and we were just like sort of
So
watching it.
impressive. I
like,
saw
what the
it.
hell? Yeah.
It was
It's only 50 kilos more than you, mate.
No, fuck yeah. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can he squat 280?
I feel like though getting
Half
from,
squat to 80.
I feel like getting from 120 to 170 to in a clean is going to take.
3 months?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that impressive.
Angus was throwing around 160 the other day. No, it was impressive the way he did it. It was just so bang, clean, bang, done. It was like Jesus. It was cool. It's cool to watch.
It was unreal. Oh man,
It's
I
cool
was
to
sitting
watch.
there with my fucking 60 kilo, and I was just watching these guys roll through warm up. So I'm like, it's just such a cool.
Yeah,
move,
but you'll get
just
there.
watching it.
If you do that,
I know. I'll
if
get
you even
there.
do it once
Like,
a week for 3 months,
not
it'll start
170.
to.
Of course, the movement. I'm just talking about like just the movement itself,
Yeah,
and
it's
just watching
cool.
people that are like it's just a different. Like we watch squats, bench, deads, and this isn't to take away from like brute strength, but just watching it, like the coordination, and like
it's a different-
seeing how
yeah.
rhythmic it is, and then seeing the difference between like there definitely were differences, like Jack's speed, and then Zach, who's definitely a little bit like less experienced but still proficient at the lifts, and then watching Brandon, it's just like. It's just cool to watch. Like, it's just unreal.
Zach put up a thing the other day that I really liked, and this was probably my mindset with the Ollie lifting was that the barrier to entry is too high, and it's sort of like, and even speaking to Angus the other day, he's like, that's a lot of the weightlifting like propaganda they put out there that the back, you got to train it 5 days a week. When I saw Zach said, he goes, just spend a little bit of time learning them across 3 months, and you'll get proficient enough that you can actually enjoy them and train them and have some fun with them. And yeah, you're not going to be like the best Ollie lifter, but that's not the point. The point is just to make training a bit more spicy and enjoyable. And I feel like we're seeing that now. And you can do it right before squats or right before deadlifts. Spend 15 minutes doing it, and it's fun. So I like that. He put that up there the other day.
Little sprinklings.
Little sprinklings. But yeah, you don't have to completely overhaul it.
It's well and truly the case for most sports, really.
Yeah.
Like I think that even sprinting, for example, it's technical. It's this, it's that. Like I think people are intimidated by it, but it's very primal in nature. I think lifting stuff up is primal in nature.
Yeah.
Like even a chicken, if you chop a chicken's head off, it's going to go sprinting. Like it doesn't have a brain on.
Yeah.
And so I think even cleans or snatch, just repetitions and effort and consistency is all that's required.
Getting after
And
it.
you just got to get after and bring the energy.
Get after it. That's what we say. Get after it.
He loves it. Have you ever done like pure Ollie lifting, or has it always been for the performance of sprinting and S&C based stuff?
I've never done pure Ollie lifting. Like I've always, if it was a goal to hit a particular number, like I wanted to hit like a 140 clean for a long period of time, I didn't shape my program around it.
Did you do it?
Yeah,
One
I've done
quickly.
it
Actually,
a couple of
that's a
times
stupid
and
question.
stuff.
How
It's
you were
not a
throwing
stupid
one?
question.
No,
What do you mean?
no, with how you were throwing 120 around before, it's pretty safe to assume you could do 140.
Yeah, you're so much faster than us. Like, obviously, you're just way more experienced with it, but like we look like slugs moving the bar.
That's what, yeah. Chris the other day, that was his one cue to me. He's like, just fucking learn to get explosive. He goes, that's what I want you to just do. Just fucking explosive, but get fast with it. Because we are slow.
Yeah, I felt like a slug. I was watching you in the corner, just like, bam. It was like your set was done within about 8 seconds, and I'm there still like pulling tension.
They were like 3-second sets.
Yeah.
They're just like,
yeah, they're crazy.
see you later. Yeah, I don't know. I actually, I really liked using the VBT stuff.
Yeah.
And we put velocity thresholds that are permissible because we don't really want. When I used to do a lot of Olympic lifting, the velocities weren't that different to what I was doing on a deadlift. I was just getting under it, and it was just a bit lighter. So I guess within each exercise, ensuring that they're different enough to elicit different sort of adaptations is something which I really wanted to get out of Olympic lifting. And I was just listening to what other coaches were saying, how they implement it. They put velocity stuff on for their sprinters. So they're like, can we hit a particular weight at 2.2 meters a second peak speed? And it could be just an arbitrary number, but getting that feedback, it's competitive. Like you just want to pull faster.
Yeah. Are you using like tendos?
Yeah, I used tendos for a while. I was using a VMAXing and then it kind of busted. But tendo's the best. You want something that's just like analog and just gives you a number. You don't have iPad. You don't have this. You just want to
just do the lift, have a look.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Have you got like a few of them in the gym, or has you got your own unit?
Just got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played around a little bit with that app.
We're getting it next.
Tendos.
Now we've got hurdles, blocks, coffee machine.
Coffee machine was a new one today.
Coffee machine, Tendo.
And blocks.
Imagine now just having a nice
K-box.
coffee on the podcast.
A flat bear.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
can see
Can you see the vision?
I can see it.
I've got a
Can you see the vision? I like though, we swing the pendulum, but as I said before, we keep when we swung it, we keep it there. We keep it in our fucking
our corner.
artillery.
What do you?
You got a big toolkit.
Got a
Stage,
toolkit. Starting to build.
I must admit, the toolkit has expanded significantly in the last 12 months.
yeah,
Yeah, got some runners.
Yeah.
some runners now all lifting.
Rainbow.
No, but like
lorikeet.
the running, like it's not a fad. We've been running for 12 months now.
Not bad.
I told ya.
Told ya.
Anyone who thought it wasn't.
Nah. Yeah.
This is time for the segue.
Yeah, I got a segue.
You got
Rainbow
the segue.
lorikeets.
Would you come and do a push-pull run?
I really want to.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're doing it in April next year?
Yeah.
I reckon, yeah.
Yeah, I think we could make it happen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give us your numbers.
Oh man.
Well, you bench.
Because you'd
Bench
actually...
one.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, bench. I've never done a competition style. Like there's no. You have to pause it, right? Yeah. Okay.
It depends who the platform captain is.
I reckon I could do 135.
Oh, wow. All right. Yeah.
Because I do like 140, just banging it.
Oh, then easily, yeah.
And then
6-week training
deadlift. Yeah. Deadlift, I've pulled like 240. I've pulled 240 like 8 years ago.
Yep.
may have a
and
little
then in the
sneaky-
running,
What's your
I've
body
got no
weight?
idea. Pardon me?
What's your body weight?
90.
Sneaky.
And what do you reckon you could run a mile in?
You're going to have to run sub
that,
6.
That is clueless, but I think if you're consistent with training in a really holistic sense, you're 6 weeks away from like personal best in anything you really feel like. So I reckon, give me 6 weeks and
It's fucking mad.
see what's going on.
So you're going to book in March.
I think
You
in
can't give
March-
us confirmation
Yeah.
prior to March, and you can't be doing any specific training prior to March.
No, Athletics Nationals is typically March or very early April.
Yeah.
And I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it's the end of March, so I'd be coming off and hopefully running 100 meters at a Nationals and then doing a mile and
Yeah.
freaking heavy
What can you run?
deadlift.
What can you run 100 in?
I'm like a 10-9 guy. I'm a
Wow.
10-8, 10-9 guy. So I'm not fast. Like I'm a coach. I'm like 20 kilos heavier than my competitors. I like lifting too much, and eating and
See, I hear
social
10-8
life.
and I'm like, that's fucking fast.
It's
But yeah,
it's not though. Yeah, I think a lot of
from your
people
standards,
can. Yeah. No, it's like barely on the threshold of nationals.
Because you'd be at the finish line, I'd be 50 meters through. I was doing 100s in 20
Your
seconds.
athleticism has impressed me. Like you throwing a ball was very cool.
Why?
I don't know.
You threw it
And you
further
jumped
than me,
really
though.
well. Yeah.
He jumped well.
Yeah.
threw it further than
Really
me.
good jumper.
Maybe it was just the coordination.
Surely it's got to do with just from playing sport as a kid. We've had that theory that because we playing sport, like what basketball, footy, all those sports as a kid, multiple times a week, like you just develop those skills naturally. What did you call it? Early athlete specialization.
No, that was not
Long-term
about
athletic
that's not
development,
that.
right? That's the opposite.
Long-term athletic development. No, we were talking about like early athletic specialization is not ideal.
Not ideal. Yeah. Do
for
like
development of,
multiple
like,
things,
movement
like
skills,
play
yeah.
multiple different sports, and it must just come from that. Have to.
It has to be.
Cypriot.
Cypriot.
Just quickly jumping in to let you know of 2 exciting opportunities at Strength Culture currently that we're running at the gym. Firstly, we have free casuals throughout the month of October. So if you're interested in coming down for a session, meeting some people down here, checking out the gym, all you have to do is message the Melbourne Strength Culture page on Instagram, and we can set up a time for you in our staffed hours. Secondary to that is we have a gym membership starter pack. We have never run an offer like this. It's $199 for 8 weeks of gym membership, as well as 8 weeks of programming access to our app, as well as a technique session with me in your first week, and a 20-minute nutrition consult call with Didier. This is everything that you need to get started on your new journey of strength and performance development at Strength Culture. So if you're in the area and you've thought about joining, but at the price, or maybe you're a bit nervous to get started with us, we think that this offer, this 8-week starter pack, is the perfect place for you to begin your journey training with us here at Strength Culture. To find more information on that, it will be the second link down below. So please check that out if that's of interest to you. What was it about Charlie that made you that you thought
Smooth.
just smooth?
Yeah.
Smooth.
For a big boy. Yeah. He's good. He's got a 280.
Only.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit, Charlie. You were strong as fuck.
Nah, I just thought about it then. The one good thing is I felt a bit like this is what my qualm is at the moment. He's trying to train a few different things. It's hard to keep that level of strength there.
Yeah.
It is hard when, but like you said, I think you're not that far away from being back at that and more.
Yeah.
Like,
As long as you have effort and intensity in your training.
If you're doing some heavy squats, if you're doing some fucking RDLs or some other, like some form of deadlifting, if you do have a 10-week period where you go a little bit more hyper-specific, you're probably not that far away from getting back to that level of performance. But I know I not struggle with it, but you're trying to like let go of those numbers sometimes. Like you want to always be at that top-end strength, but with what we're doing at the moment, how we're training at the moment, you kind of have to let go of it because you can't.
And you also should have a lot of faith. I think that we all have something within ourselves which is attracted to a particular type of training, or like even music or whatever it is. Like, and you're gonna undoubtedly you're gonna squat at 280 again, probably.
It's
Like something is gonna like pull you back, and you're gonna be like, I'm like done with this. Let's make it happen.
Let's squat with no sleeves and no belt
and full
range, respected depth.
So it's gonna happen.
Icky guy.
Yeah.
Icky guy.
I like this new wave of Charles.
What new way?
I like this new wave. Just
I'm doing a half marathon.
Yeah, just
too,
training everything. Just
December 3rd.
You are
Yeah, I'm doing it with Christian. I booked it in. Found one.
Christian who?
That did push pull run.
Oh, Verdo.
That was
yeah,
that was
CJ.
crazy.
Shouts out CJ. Yep.
Yeah, just fucking
Nice. Where is it?
It's the 2XU wellness ones. It's just fucking St Kilda. There was some cool ones in like Lilydale and shit, but fucking didn't line up with the dates.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like this this hybrid Charles. Gets everything done.
That's a fad though. It's a fad.
It's a fad.
Barbells are shit anyway.
Yeah, barbells are shit.
Barbells are shit.
So what's your current training looking like? So you got nationals coming up in 6 months, but
Yeah.
how do you prepare for a nationals as a sprinter?
What I do is very different to what my athletes do.
Because you're a lifter.
Yeah, because I like lifting, but also like fitting it in around work, around coaching times and stuff. Like I do my sprint training at 6:30 in the morning, and then go to work.
I see those videos on that one track length in the middle of grass.
Yeah.
And you just got like these animals just charging down it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
like the acceleration stuff.
The acceleration, that's the one session I do with my athletes
Yeah.
where I'm like, I know that I'm good at this part. I can like set a technical model, show them how it's done.
Yep.
Give some context. But my own training, I'll sprint 2 or 3 times a week, lift twice a week, and then maybe do 1 or 2 sort of tempo long run sort of stuff, like 3Ks worth of running, or maybe if it's a bit of regeneration, I'll do like a bodybuilding circuit or something like that, where I just get a full body pump, 50 minutes, and I feel amazing after it. So yeah, 2 or 3 times a week sprinting. 2 times a week lifting, 1 or 2 sort of lower intensity, looking after the system and the health and the heart types of sessions.
Yep. Are your lifting sessions more geared towards just power related things, or are you doing some specific strength?
I'll sort of have one which is more biased towards strength, one more biased towards power.
Yep. Because a common question, or back when I used to, I know I've had this conversation with you, but like, especially in like team sport S&C, is that when I first started as an S&C coach, I would think that strength training was like the answer to like everything, injury prevention, development, power, like it's a precursor to power. It's like that whole like block periodization thing. And then as I started like actually getting involved with teams and stuff, and then especially when I got to America, I just realized that, man, I don't think strength is, I just don't think it's that
irrelevant.
Yeah, like what's your view on that? Like, is strength training a huge part of like true sprint power expression, or is it more just like this innate thing that you're just sort of developing with an athlete?
Yeah, so like the only possible, I mean, for high velocity sprinting, I think strength training is completely irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
Yes.
Wow.
So the fastest person I've ever coached like really struggled under the bar. You know, like 100 kegs for a squat would be quite difficult. Even like body weight lunge holds, like just muscularly.
Just body weight.
Just like you're shaking like a leaf sort of thing, but he's the fastest person I've ever coached. But then maybe in those acceleration portions, you know, when the ground contacts are a bit longer, just being a bit stronger, being more powerful is good. I think just from a resilience standpoint, what strength training has to offer is super important. I kind of even like it just to have a well-rounded athlete. I think strength training, like lifting heavy, feels good. I think there's got to be some kind of hormonal brain kind of.
Doesn't it just jack up your testosterone?
Yeah, I think there's something there where you just squat heavy, lift heavy. You can recruit a lot of muscle fibers. So I think if you're not one of these kind of genetic freaks, if you're not like the guy who I kind of mentioned there, or you're not Allen Iverson, or you're not like one of these wiry individuals who are still able to recruit high threshold motor units at high velocities, you probably need strength training. Yeah. And then you just don't have to go overkill. You don't need to squat 280 to run fast.
Yes.
It's probably unnecessary.
Yeah, that's probably where you realise, I remember we had this conversation that you would get these footy and you just keep getting them strong. And you get to a point where it's like, getting them stronger is not the answer.
I feel like you hit that threshold so early though.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
They can trap bar 160, 180. They can move it pretty fast. There's no point taking them to 200, 220.
Yeah.
Just purely sprinting, I think you probably just hit like those arbitrary, like two times body weight type standards for parallel squat or something like that, and you're probably good. And then just get really strong in specific tissues, hamstrings, calves, hip flexors, groin. Just have like a comprehensive testing battery that checks the boxes, and you'll probably be all right. Like strength training is super complementary. It's not that transferable.
It's not that. Yeah. So with that athlete you was just speaking of, who had like the really high, like just genetic ceiling of speed training.
Yes.
Were there other things that you were doing in the gym if he wasn't sort of proficient with like traditional strength?
Yeah.
Like were you just trying to just meet him where he's at and just build him from there? Like what?
I think he kind of, we wanted to get him stronger still. He really struggled with acceleration stuff, like overcoming inertia, because he's more elastic in nature. He really relished in the quick ground contacts, and it's kind of hard to understand this paradigm if you just come from a lifting background, because it looks freaky. Seeing people like this, but we wanted to get him strong. We're just more than happy to embrace the use of machines and like leg presses and stuff like that.
Make it easy for him.
Yeah, we just did our best to keep him in one piece so that he can handle the stress on the track. And maybe just like barbells on his back wasn't the answer, but we can still get him stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even with that, like just using other modalities, the barbell isn't the answer all the time. Barbells are shit though, aren't they, Charles?
They're shit.
Machines are shit too. Everything's shit.
I think training shit.
We just need
You guys are so
platforms.
depressed.
You haven't.
We're quitters too.
Some ongoing inside jokes. We just
haven't made it to the.
And we give them no context, and they like look at us like we're fucked. They're shit though.
Yeah.
Barbells are mad. I think
Barbells are the best.
I think you only need a barbell. Throwing it around those Will Rattel. fuck, I keep forgetting. Clarence Kennedy. Clarence. Those guys are weapons.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much training on barbells.
Yeah.
Machines are fun. Don't get me wrong. Throwing machines, love using some of the machines got down there, going to other gyms, playing on machines and shit. But I just think our philosophy and view on training, especially when it comes to strength and hypertrophy, if you can't get strong and jacked with barbells and dumbbells, you're the problem.
I think I actually agree.
No, I fully agree. I fully agree. Well, it's effort and intent that's underlying. That's what it's
hard training.
That's what the thing is. It's not the tool. It's not the
fucking,
machine.
It's
not
just
the barbell
all
or
those
dumbbell.
golden era. We always refer to the golden era bodybuilders, but
Yeah.
that's all they had.
Yep.
And a few cables, a few pulleys, like seated rows and shit. But it was all barbells, dumbbells, and a few cables, and that was it.
It's the most humbling training modality that
Yeah.
ensures that you're staying on the right path.
Yeah.
Because like they're just you can rationalize a particular like machine or a technique, or you guys have probably talked about it with optimization type discussion, but fundamentally people have gotten very good results for decades on end doing extremely basic things.
I know. I want to get another bit of another lat equip piece because I'm missing a few fibers. There's a few lower fibers that I've been missing.
I think we've got the machine that gets the lower ones.
Yeah, I'm fucking can't get them. Can't feel it.
Can't feel those sarcomeres. Yeah. Do you ever do much hypertrophy specific stuff for yourself?
Not too much. It could just be seasonal. I don't really plan too much for myself. I'm very ad hoc.
How did you get your delts?
Yeah, I was going to say, Are you jabbing in there? Pinning?
What was Rich Piana putting in his muscles?
Synthol. No, I've still got the waste products from last night's session just hanging around in there, I reckon.
Yeah.
The pump. You're pretty like free flowing with your program.
Yeah.
Do you actually sit down and write yourself a block of training, or do you like literally microcycle this week? I'm just going to do this, and then
I could do like a 4-day rollover type thing.
Yep.
So where you have 3 or 4 sessions and you just hit them when you can.
Yep.
And then you just roll over and do them again. And I think that's the best way for me to organize training about my life and not be too strung up. Like if I'm here for work, like I'll always make exceptions, friends, just fun things in life. I'll just put it off for a day. And I don't think it's going to have a negative effect on my training outcomes.
Yeah.
Do you want it bad enough?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
No, I'm okay. Like I'm pretty happy with myself, to be honest. So if I just keep doing what I'm doing, it's all good.
Yeah, no, I think you're doing
because
all right.
I'm fairly similar, and I sometimes think I should write the program for myself, but I've got it up in here. Like I come in, like every week's the same thing. I've got a main lift that I'm pushing for my strength, and like Mondays has been incline bench. Squats on a Tuesday. Throw the ollie lifts in before now. Leg extension, hamstring curl, not that flash, but I tick those boxes.
It's the lower down.
And I just do them, and I fucking do them hard, but I don't write it down. And I'm like, oh, should I be writing this down, or is that just like a? Yeah. But if it's getting done and you're progressing, like why not?
Yeah.
And then with my running, I've been running twice a week, and I've been following a steady little incremental.
Yeah, so you do have a program. It's just,
I'm not just doing whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, but I don't write it there. It's in my head, and then I'm like, oh. Should I write it down?
Yeah. I mean, my lifting is so basic. It's like a squat, bench, pull, a little bit of calf and a hamstring.
Barbells.
And then I'll do that twice a week.
Only barbells.
Barbell, flywheel.
Yeah.
Flywheel, yeah. What's the appeal with the flywheel?
It's just violence.
I actually noticed.
That's a
I
big
did notice
principle
that.
of yours.
Yeah.
I noticed your lower 6 sarcomeres of your lats weren't that developed.
I've been doing the flywheel rows, you know.
They look pretty fucking.
Have you ever done the flywheel?
Nah. Well,
I've never
that's
used one.
You've never done one?
Oh, the thing that pulls you down.
Yeah, so it's
the
like
NASA.
the harder you pull on it, the more eccentric.
Didn't they
Yes.
design that? They've got one at that gym
Into
Performance.
Yeah,
that was designed for space, wasn't it? Anti-gravity training.
Yeah, no, I think because even NASA used
take it up to
Exogeny
space.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is just like a pulley system.
Yeah.
It's a big Swedish thing in like the 80s, 70s.
So you've got one.
Yes.
You like
So what
it?
do you like about it?
Well,
Eccentric loading.
yeah, again, it's just so if you have, I guess, like those power, those sort of like different percentage of 1RM type speed strength, strength speed, yada yada. If you were to load it up with 50%, squat as hard as you can, that barbell just flies off your back and it's extremely uncomfortable. And also, once you've accelerated the mass, it's no longer, you're not even pushing anything. Yep. So those sort of like iso-inertial or pneumatic devices, if I was to able to use a Kaiser machine or something like that, where you have tension all the way through the movement.
It's constant.
And you're just constantly pushing through this thing as hard as possible at a velocity which is higher than what you'd do a squat with. I love that for power. And it's just like an effort thing. Again, yeah, it's like, let's do 6 reps. Just push it as hard as you can. And yeah, it's very easy.
So what movements are you doing on there?
Squats, split squats, RDLs, sometimes calf raises, high velocity calf raises are good fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where I used one. I think when the injury rehab center, I think they had one.
We definitely use one.
I haven't used one in years though.
Yeah. There's one at Into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we get a Flywheel? A K-Box, is that what they're called?
K-Box the brand, yeah.
Brand. Yeah. Get the Flywheel training going.
I reckon we get the lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should get rid of one of the combos and put in an Olympic lifting platform. I think the pendulum is swinging to the and it's got enough inertia.
Well, fucking Didier wasn't even squatting in the combo before. It was 4 free combos. He chose the iron edge rack to squat out of, so the pendulum's swinging. But yeah, people won't be angry. 4 racks is enough.
4 racks, 4 combos, and an ollie platform with 2 blocks on it. What's the reason for block pulls?
Block pulls.
Yeah. Or like not block pulls, block.
Yeah, like block cleans, block snatch and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this, it was advice for Brandon gave me because when you saw me do like the hang clean, and it's a bit of a meme where I just sort of
you just like pop it.
pop it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just wanted me to learn how to get. It's not about overcoming inertia. It's about accelerating the bar after point of contact.
Yeah.
So you come in with less the momentum with a negated first pull.
Yeah.
And then it forces you to get under it as well, because I just like catching it almost in a standing position.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of like a skill development time thing, and I'm awful at it. Like Woods would have seen me yesterday, like how much more comfortable I am just yeeting it downstairs compared to that block. Yes, I was banging my knees, hitting my throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different
coming
skill.
off the block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
Because if you accelerate, what I saw is if you accelerate too hard off it, the knees just shoot back like aggressively, and it's very hard to get back under it.
To get that double sort of
unless you go a little bit slower off that, and then accelerate blocks.
Yeah. So who have you learned all of your like training principles and stuff from? Like who are the big influences? Obviously, you said you went from Zyzz to Woodford, which is a big. There's a
chasm.
It is a big chasm. There's a few people that
it's a wormhole.
Yeah. It's a fun.
Biggest Australian fitness culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else have you learnt your principles and stuff from?
I'd say
who are your big influences?
My big influences, definitely Andrew Murphy he's an Australian sprints coach now. He was my track and field coach through high school and then in my early 20s. He was a Australian triple jumper, and so he'd been coached by some absolute nut job coaches in the best way possible. Even like Charlie Francis at some stage, he was training under him. So in the flesh, Murph was awesome. And then I still love all the old school coaches of track and field, like your Bush X-Naders, your Dan Pfaffs. I love the Charlie Francis sort of stuff. Randy Huntington. Yeah, they've just got decades of results, and so the people who I'm attracted to for training inspiration, I don't like interact with them. I don't know them. I don't know them on social media. They're like 70 years old.
The textbook guys. Yeah. Do you read the textbooks?
Yeah.
Do you get stuck into it?
I love it. Yeah, I love listening to them talk. Like people can't listen to Dan because he's like old Canadian guy, and so people listen to him on double speed. But I'll like listen to every word,
just consume
2 times over.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of those, like a lot of those OG sort of, even in the strength world, like their ideas are, they're sort of like resurfacing and it's almost like a huge flywheel effect of like
pendulum.
Yeah,
the iso-inertial effect.
It's like I don't know. We went. I don't know if it's just us coming out of this sort of like bubble that we've been in and like starting to explore some of these new ideas or whatever. But I just feel like there's a huge resurgence of a lot of this sort of.
Well, I reckon it's probably just like where you're actually looking at your shit from. Like I think a lot of people, if you're looking at social media and the coaches that are on there within the ages of 20 and 40, and they're like thinking they've created this idea, and they're not really looking, or we're not looking at that sort of
Yeah.
I don't know whether the blogosphere, the fucking
Textbooks.
if it's old podcasts, if it's textbooks or whatever else, or just their writings or purchasing what they've put out, then it's like probably not going to get that. But the ideas are there.
What are you referencing there? What like
Just,
ideas?
I feel like even just like the plyometric thing, like Matt Watson.
Yeah.
Like
That's spawned from his mentor, who would be nameless to the person, like the common gym goer, right?
Yeah.
It's just his old high jump coach.
yeah, like it's
Very cool.
like I feel like plyometrics would have been like they were huge and like doing like you see what's his Gunthor
Shock
The Werner
method.
Gunther.
yeah, doing those bloody huge bounds up the stairs
Yeah.
and stuff. Like you see all those like old school videos of these people doing
It's
all
like
that.
It's like rotary ab training's in vogue now.
Yeah, like and then all of a sudden like we went through like a little bit of whether it was like I think it was heavily like a Mike Boyle influence, like his like structuring and like compartmentalizing movements and like putting them in these buckets and you just fill the buckets and all of this sort of stuff and then I feel like a lot of that's just getting washed away again and we're just coming back to like what this traditional training is. Like it's just fucking hard effort, choose a couple movements, push it hard, hit deep ranges, powerful, explosive. Like I just feel like it's like, and I'll put the plyometric thing in that as well, but like I feel like it's just sort of.
Well, do you reckon track and field's just been like that forever?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I can only sort of comment upon what my interests are like. I don't know. Yeah, I think track and field training is like obviously I think like Charlie Francis and Dan's definitely influenced collegiate coaching organization, and Charlie has sort of set the standards for like high-low training models and all the sort of considerations for neuromuscular fatigue and all that sort of stuff. I don't know what other people are doing though. There's a billion ways to skin a cat in track and field. So, yeah, I'm not sure. And I actually think they're always been the sort of track and field universe being very stubborn to accepting, I think, like a Mike Boyle type thing coming in because, I mean, that's not to say even if I like all those track guys, like I still went through, I've got Mike Boyle's book at home. I still love
Which version? Version 1 or version 342?
I just got some guy with kettlebells doing a Bulgarian split squat. I don't know what version
I just
that
feel
is.
like
I feel like functional training for sports, and
Yeah.
then there's new functional training for sports.
And then there's like 20 versions of each of them.
he's got he's got the DVDs. There's functional strength coach 1 through like
That's the one.
15.
Yeah, functional strength coach. Yeah.
Yeah, but but even there's still class like in that sort of era, like I think you talked about him recently, like Mike Robertson and the Cressies. Even I really liked listening to Kieran and Flat when he's still in Japan and stuff like that. Yeah. And they're all just good problem solvers and critical thinkers, and that sort of common quality is the exact same as track coaches. So, and I think those people are still evolving. They're not really stuck in their ways currently.
Yeah.
And so I think that's sort of what attracts me. And then not being too obsessed about them either. Like I'm just trying to make my own stuff, and my environment, I'm like coaching out in like Bankstown, Sydney. It's very different to having like massage therapists on the side of a track in Arizona with Olympic athletes. So I need to do the best with what I got and what's going on. And I think that sort of has come to me within the last 18 months is like, just continue to be yourself. You've read a lot. You understand some good stuff, but keep your eyes open to what's in front of you right now, and you be the creator, and don't be too bored into these models.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Angus Bradley has spoken incredibly highly of you for what I feel like has been like 5 or 6 years, and you feel like you've only just in the last 18 months found your feet a bit.
I guess, a little bit. I mean, I was also, social media wise, I was on private, because I was high school teaching. I was doing all my teaching pracs. So I didn't really want to like upload shirtless hang cleans and bench press. And then little Johnny's like, hey, my teacher's doing this online. So yeah, I just have been
my teacher.
I've just been a private guy for a long period of time, and just trying to keep my head down because just still young, still not the coach that I really want to be. And but I'm sort of opening up myself a little bit to the world, and it's been like a pleasure being down in Melbourne, meeting you guys, meeting Brandon at his spot, saw Rob as well, and the fitness world's cool. Yeah, it feels feel like world's your oyster with it a little bit.
It is cool. It is cool. And I feel like what you said earlier there, just like sort of doing it your way. Like I think that's so important. Like I know you've been harping on this for a couple of years now, but like just following the pursuits that you enjoy and that actually like, because a lot of us, like for you, we're coaches, or we it's a profession, but also like it's a huge hobby of just like exploration of fitness and health. It's something I've definitely lost, and I feel like it's.
Do you think it's the money? Like when you have business? Does that just demolish it because it's different to the reasons of why you would have started it, perhaps?
I think it definitely muddies it a little bit, absolutely, especially if you're trying to like create content and like even like I know you felt it like with the shift away from powerlifting a little bit with that focus. It's almost like that's my identity as a coach. That's what I'm known as. That's what I'm good at. But then I want to explore these ideas of like running or these more like hybrid style and just and you almost have to like mentally. I don't think there's an objective like step down of like your quality, but there's like a mental like now I'm a student again and all of that sort of stuff. Like I feel like there's a lot of that and.
I don't know. There was something we were speaking about yesterday. Like you mentioned, like training, coaching, etc. Like we're just working with track and field. It is like a side hustle. It sounds like it's more of a passion more than anything. It's not $4. And I feel like before I got into the industry, or before I started earning money or looking to earn money for a living and whatever else, it was just a passion. You know what I mean? Like I'm reading for passion. I got 500 tabs open on Google or whatever the fuck, and I'm just like reading through everything just for the sake of it. And I found that through that, it was just like, I love this. Like I love this. And it's just like with training, it's like almost a have to do. And then with reading, it was like it's a have to do. And I think that the second it became as like a mode for making dollars, then it just like it sucked the fun out of it. I think, like, of course, like you want to make this as lucrative as possible for yourself, so you can earn a fucking living. But the second it goes from passion, because I don't think anyone gets into the fitness industry for like
money,
big money. I don't think.
I think the only people are the big chain gym sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah, they
wanted
just prey
money,
on.
I'd call my mates that work in the bank and I'd go get a job at the bank.
Yeah.
That's because that's where you're going to make a pretty.
It's not the fitness industry, and like that's I don't know. I think that's just reminding yourself of that, and I just think you end up not consciously, but by way of like it being your passion and being passionate in every step, like it brings. Like I think that brings money. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that brings it. Like it's easy to see when you're not like truly passionate, and you can smell it in people's like writing and shit like
Well,
that.
that's just it. You're not selling anything,
online.
like because you're just being yourself. You're exploring your own ideas. And people resonate with that. Like I feel like social media. As soon as you start to like, and we fall in this trap absolutely. Like you really start to curate things and stop having fun with it. All of a sudden, that's when it's like,
yeah, this is shit.
Like like it's the fun exploration of ideas. I think is the crux of.
Without a doubt, because like I've read your stuff, and you
write so well. By the way.
And like you said it downstairs, like you're not appealing to a certain way. You're like writing it the way you want to write it, and like I read that, and I'm not like assessing it by way of like, is this guy passionate about it? It's just like I read it, and I'm G'd up after reading it. You know what I mean? And like that, I think says something about just doing something for you, and just by way of that, like that allows for. I don't know. You can see the love come through it, and like that's attractive as a coach, or even like if you're starting to sell something, like you don't have to try to sell it. You know what I mean? It's like that's the sale.
It's been better. Like this year's been my favorite year of coaching. I think the end of last year, I quit my high school teaching job as an English teacher, and then I tried to rely on coaching as a sole source of income. And within 6 months, I did not enjoy coaching, and then. And the results weren't going heaps great. My own training just fell apart. And it was like something which is so core to my identity and my purpose of like helping people and being fit and being a good example of health. It was disintegrating. And then so turning it back into a bit of a side project, taking a few less hours out of the week and putting into it it's reignited it tenfold. My communication's better with my athletes, even earning a little bit more money as well through it. And I never really I would like happily sacrifice myself to a 9-to-5 corporate gig, which has good flexibility and good environment, to ensure that like health and my coaching experience is still like positive. And it's trending in a direction which at some stage I could do it properly. But I don't want to lose that. It's too important to me. But we'll see how we go in the future. I don't know what the future holds. It's been a good year, but
no, that's good. Yeah. I saw you dropped a online product.
Yeah,
Acceleration Monster.
Yes.
What's involved with
premise?
That?
Yeah. The Acceleration Monster. It's an educational piece. You know, people pick it up. They learn more about running because I think people actually, with the plyometrics, people are getting more attracted to like non-strength stuff. They want to get faster, more explosive, get outside, but they don't really have they don't really understand technique. They don't know how to organize it. So it's a 8-week program, but it's mostly just video demos, outlining good technique of acceleration and what the demands of that portion of a sprint involve. All you need is a sled. You need a med ball. Go down to the park, take 40 minutes. You could do it 3 times a week. I guarantee if you do it, you will be a better athlete.
Yeah. Just smack it. And what is it? Violence.
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 Get a sled and go down to Bomb Beach.
Yeah, and if you don't have a sled, just hit some hills.
Hit some hills.
Yeah.
I was saying that last week. Some uphills.
Yeah,
for
there's
instance.
A lot, even like in the running science of running, Steve Magnus, like the hill sprints, they just program hill sprints from a power development standpoint, and then like minimal eccentric loading. Just smack the hills.
Because I really wanted to write.
Runners.
Yeah, I really wanted to write speed for a speed program to commercialize it for a long period of time, but I was just afraid that everyone was going to start sprinting in the park and just pop hamstrings because it's the reality of sprinting is it's a pretty potent stimulus. So the sleds and sort of, I guess, putting a threshold on how fast you can run is the best way to be able to layer it over time and develop technique, develop hamstring strength in that sort of velocity, understand it better. And yeah, as you guys have had with your long distance running, at the point at which you started to accumulate a couple of months of running, that's when you got momentum, and that's probably when you started enjoying it more and more.
Yeah.
Put words in your mouth.
No, it's taken me 11 months to, because like
I feel like you've only just felt that.
Yeah, well, this is what I was saying with the Zone 2 shit. Like when I started Zone 2, like the Zone 2 shit's irrelevant almost for the first year of your running journey because you're just going to fall out of Zone 2 because you're so shit at it.
Yeah.
And it's only now that I'm noticing I can actually sit at sort of what somewhat resembles Zone 2 for extended periods of time. But it's taken me 11 months to get there.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. But
Just accumulate those.
It's good. It's a good anecdote.
Yeah.
Because people probably think it can happen in 3, 4, 5 week period.
And the biggest thing with running as well is like from a long distance running kind of thing, people just go way too hard too early.
Yeah.
Way too hard. They try and run 5K in their first week and it's like, just relax.
Yeah. Just relax.
Just relax. Start with something small and build up.
Yeah, I think it's
And then violence.
And then violence.
And then violence.
At some
Violence
point, you
on
got to
the
get to
bar.
violence. I like violence as a principle, though. I need to.
Violent canaries.
Violent canaries.
It has a good dose of violence of throwing and jumping, which I deem like anyone
Violent.
can do this.
You got to sing like a canary but be violent at the same time.
What?
Why are you saying that down there? The canaries?
Provocative.
Weren't you saying something about canaries singing?
No,
the
you would
bird?
say we were talking about making the barbell sing. Yeah,
he's making the barbell sing.
Make
And
it
then
sing.
you said
Make
like
it
a
sing,
canary.
Like a canary.
yeah.
VL Turbo.
Canary yellow.
Yeah, canary yellow. Do you know what a VL Turbo is?
No, I'm not a car guy. I drive a crappy.
I'm not really a car guy either, but I think if you grew up in this area, you know what a VL Turbo is.
I actually don't know what a VL turbo is.
You don't know what a VL turbo is?
No idea.
Fucking hell.
Well, they're going in the next shoot of the close.
Oh, yeah.
So we've already decided that for you. So
2 VLs.
2 VLs.
Who are we getting the VLs from?
We got them. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we got them.
Got the connects.
We got the connects.
Got the connects. Nah. No chance.
What?
Nah. Absolutely. I don't know.
He doesn't even know what
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, no, they're going in. The creative director's already in on it.
No, because we did the shoot with the scooter, and we're like, oh, like old school cars would be sick.
Automotive
mad.
influence.
But we're pissed, hey.
Because we got
VLs are an integral part to Australian choco culture.
We've got our dads both have old school muscle cars too, which look cool as well. They look cool. They just look cool for photos and shit. Close.
Mad.
But it's funny.
Vintage.
None of us know anything about cars.
I don't know how. See how we segued? Didn't even notice. Smooth. Slip. Duck.
Usually your segues.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Slip. Oh, did you see that segue?
You see that?
He segued from the Segway. Smooth. Slip wave.
Slip wave.
There's nothing smooth about it.
There was.
Yeah,
Sing like a canary.
yeah,
Where the fuck were
Speaking of
What the fuck are you talking about?
Speaking of canaries, what are your thoughts on rainbow lorikeets? That's a segue.
Yeah, that's a segue.
Yeah, there you go.
Really fried.
So we found that was a really cool. That was
What is going on here?
we obviously got chatting downstairs and we realised we both have native Australian tattoo pieces, which is very unique.
it is. Yeah, I think some people are bird people. I don't know if Charlie's. You're
Charlie's
not 100%.
definitely not a bird person.
Not
I'm going to
100%
tell you a
bird
story
person.
about.
I thought he was.
I'm scared of I don't like the fucking household like pigeons and shit.
Household pigeons.
I love proper birds like eagles
proper
and
birds.
fucking cockatoos.
What's
and
the
shit.
difference between a pigeon and a proper bird?
Pigeons are like
Well, that's a
fucking
rat with
flying
wings,
rats,
yeah.
man.
All right, here's a story about Charlie loving birds. So at the old gym, Culture 1.0,
The better one.
the better one, we had this upstairs like mezzanine that was it was a dodgy build. Like it couldn't put much stuff up there. So it was very close to the ceiling as well. So it was very hot in summer. Almost not even summer. If it was 20 degrees, it was like 35 degrees up there. So we just had like some turf and people would do like foam rolling and just like some.
I think this was before the turf.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
The
But
turf was later.
anyway, it was just like a dusty sort of mezzanine level. And then I get a call from Charlie one day. And he's like, there's a fucking dead bird upstairs. And I'm like, yeah, go. And he's like, no, I can't touch it. I can't look at it. I can't sort it out. I'm like, well, what the
Right,
fuck?
so I'll tell you where I'm at with it. I don't like the common birds. So I've been duck shooting before and I've held dead ducks and stuff. But like common like pigeons, peasant birds, they fucking freak
I
me
actually
out.
love ducks.
You like ducks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shoots them.
Yeah, I like killing
I
ducks.
went once. No, ducks are cool animals.
Cool to shoot, aren't they?
I didn't actually shoot because I wasn't allowed to because I didn't have my gun license. But I went because
And I held the dead one.
I held the dead one.
I couldn't kill it, but I could.
Charlie's little dog running
No,
after
I like proper birds.
Yeah.
Majestical.
So he couldn't sort this bird out. It was dead upstairs, and he was like, "You have to come and fucking sort the bird out." And he was like, "Ah!"
I picked up a dead bird in my backyard. Harry killed one, and I had to pick it up. I'm proud of myself. I used
man
it as
grows.
a moment to grow.
Yeah.
But we have had 2 dead mice. I made Buzz pick up one, and Deuce picked up the other.
Couldn't touch the mice.
I was not touching the fucking. I hate mice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes. Big.
So what birds do you like?
Yeah.
What birds do I
Segway.
Yeah, the native. Yeah, we were talking about
Native birds.
yeah, like
Proper ones.
native Aussie ones. We're
Yep.
talking about Mark Lording,
Yep.
tattoos,
Mark Lording.
and
Tattoo artist. Yeah.
out the road. I want to go get one. With
Yeah.
my mum.
Yeah.
Some stage when the swans win.
Okay, that's
really?
so cool that you knew who he was. Because I've had a few people that I didn't realize how sort of known he was for that style of like native bird traditional tattoos. But yeah, it's cool. So you got the lorikeet.
Yeah,
But you were
it's-
telling the cool story about the lorikeet, and you got it obviously overseas.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's something. Yeah, I consider myself. I like the poetry. I like as far as like Australiana stuff. I'm just a sucker for it. Like, it was my birthday a few weeks ago, and we went to an Aussie restaurant in Redfern, and they cooked like kangaroo tail, kangaroo steak and frits. You know, like these local greens, like Illawarra plum, pavlovas and stuff.
wow.
And I was like, I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff. But there's something just something beautiful about the Australian birds. So the rainbow lorikeet, the galah, they're so social and cheeky, and I feel like they're reflective of the Australian Australian existence.
So I think I go one further. I like the Australian fauna as well.
Yeah. It went up to a sanctuary, saw the wombats.
What's a piece of Australian fauna you're like?
Kangaroos, platypuses,
Okay.
wombats,
You held any of them?
Echidnas are very
echidnas,
cute. Yeah.
You held any of them by the neck?
Nah,
No, just ducks.
Do you know much about the emu wars?
No,
No?
no.
Oh.
Tell us.
Yeah,
Enlighten
like
us.
in it was after World War One, in Western Australia, they put all these army vets and gave them farmland There's like a thank you post-World War I, give them some sort of mission for what they did for the country, and they gave them the scrap heap of farmland inland of somewhere in WA. Anyway, 20,000 emus migrated across the country and just shredded it up. And pretty much, it's like the only war by the book that were fought on soil, because the Australian military tried to kill all these emus.
Oh my God.
And they didn't. They lost a war to the emus.
And they beat them.
No, they couldn't beat them.
Emus are fucked, man. Those things
could
are
cop bullets.
savages.
They would hit like 5-6 bullets on an emu, wouldn't go down.
Well, I feel like it would have quite a small body under there. Like a lot of it would just be like feathers and
They're fast.
Yeah.
man, they've got like talons. Like
Dodging 6 bullets, man.
Hey, 5 drops.
That's
5
like
shots couldn't drop me.
Australian animals.
Took it in style.
The 50 cent of birds.
Or like the wombat in the burrow.
The wombat.
Yeah, you know how it protects itself
Yeah,
against
just
snakes?
like-
It like goes in there, turns itself around, and its butt is like a steel.
It's like-
and the snake goes and tries to
Can't
bite
get
it,
through.
and it like shatters its skull. Yeah.
whoa,
The
didn't know
snake
that.
shatters
Yeah,
its
it'll
skull.
like go in, viper strike. No chance.
on the wombat's ass.
Yeah.
Why is the wombat's ass so strong?
I don't know, some sort of evolutionary phenomena.
That's crazy. Did you know this one blew my mind when I was reading sapiens, but about the megafauna.
I don't know this.
So
There's wombats, man.
wombats the size of Toyota Corollas, huge wombats. They obviously died out at some point, but mega fauna,
Mega wombies.
mega wombats, bigger possum, not bigger possum,
Sloth.
bigger fucking kangaroos and shit.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's important to see them in the flesh.
And even
every now
the
and then.
platypus is like the only. It's a mammal, but it lays eggs, and it's got a duck beak. Duck bill.
And it has like
Like what is that? That shit.
it's got like horns and shit stuff
Yeah.
on it. It's got like poison spires.
The platypus.
Platypus.
Wow.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Did they have any mega platypus
Mega, yeah.
platypus
Yeah.
eye?
Size of
Is that what that'd be? A poodle?
semi-trailers. It's the size of a fucking Nissan Navara.
Can anyone do a David Attenborough impersonation?
Nah, I'm not good with impersonations.
We're thinking of doing like
Well,
that could be a Channel 31 skit.
skit.
Like a Choco David Attenborough. Just like narrate it.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking platypus. What a dickhead.
I think we might be done, boys.
Bro,
Nah.
cleans and throws, man. I'm fried.
Yeah, we're frizzled. We need
No,
food.
I
We
told
definitely
you,
need food.
train. Let's go eat. Training before the podcast is not good. That's why we need the coffee machine.
We need the coffee machine, the frappe.
Just sell the Alico rack, get a coffee machine.
Put the platform in there. Coffee machine on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the blocks.
Yeah,
Coffee while you ollie lift.
absolutely.
Easy.
Well, thank you very much for coming to episode number 100.
Yeah, congratulations again on getting
No,
that.
no need to
That's-
congratulate us.
yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah,
Hopefully you've
it's fun.
enjoyed your time in Melbourne. It was fun to chat.
Yeah.
You're very.
Would
I
you
really
move to
like-
Melbourne? Would you move to Melbourne?
He said
I
he loves
really
Melbourne.
like Melbourne. It's probably I don't like beaches. I like footy.
Yeah, I know. Actually, that was one thing when he was like talking about the foot. I was like, because usually at Sydney they got no idea about footy, and he knew everything. Yeah, fucking we have crazy chats. Yeah, all right for them to fit in Melbourne. No, usually they look at you like they got Oh, like they like New
Talking about Charlie. It's been Charlie's hour.
It hasn't been. I've been pretty quiet. He was talking about he played footy too. Aussie rules.
We chatted about it. It was a good time.
They used to bully him at school.
Yeah.
because they're all NRL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you do belong in Melbourne.
Yeah. I think you should
Maybe
move.
someday.
We'll get you a flywheel and a platform,
Yep.
You can train, yeah.
and you can train
Sleep
here.
on
got
it.
tracks, yeah, tracks everywhere.
There's way more tracks here.
Way more tracks.
Yeah, we've got a couple around here.
Heaps.
Yep. You can
Yeah,
you can get involved. Done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All your links will be down below. I'll put Acceleration Monster down there as well. And everyone can follow you on Instagram if they like, and chat in the Discord because
I love the Discord.
Jack loves the Discord. And we love having you in there. So
He's gonna coach me at the fucking Storwell gift.
Yeah, we'll talk about gift writing.
Yeah, gift series.
I was the stall gift.
It is the stall gift.
And then Angus started calling it the Stowell gift, and then
It's
you've
not the
been
Stowell.
you've been following it up with the Stowell gift.
Yeah, Storwell gift.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him winning
well.
40k?
Yeah, the grass monster.
Angus sold me. He's like, it's grass. He goes, be easy on your limbs. Beautiful. Done.
Stowell, here we come.
Stowell.
All right, thank you very much. Share, like, comment, And get us to 10,000 on YouTube. We're so close. We'll see you next week. 101. Thank you very much for making it to the end of episode 100 here at Strength Cultures Podcast. Just want to firstly say thank you very much for Jack for making it down here and jumping on board for episode 100. It was great to have him on. Plenty of great S&C discussions today. Also, I just wanted to remind you that the powerlifting seminar is this Saturday. We have 2 tickets remaining, so if you're keen to come to that, please jump in now. I'm not sure when we're going to be running this seminar again, so if you're keen, now is your best chance. First link down below. Secondary to that is the 8-week starter pack. If you're keen on joining Strength Culture, getting started with our training app, a technique session, and a nutrition consult call with Didier, we have that 8-week starter pack that's only $199 for your first 8 weeks with us here at Strength Culture. It's a fantastic place to start your journey with training and pushing your performance a little bit further. And then finally, we have our free casuals for the month of October. So if you're keen on coming down for a session, maybe checking it out, you can do that throughout October for free as long as they're in our staffed hours. If you're keen on booking a session, simply just message the main page at Instagram and we will be able to help and set you up and let you know which coach is on board so you can come down and hit your session and get a little bit of help if needed. So yeah, please check those things out and we'll see you next week for episode 100.